what does it actually take to earn your master's degree? In this video, we're going to cover a few of the key milestones that you will encounter along your path to earning your master's degree. Let's take a look. A master's degree commonly takes anywhere from 1 to 3 years, and this will depend on the type of master's degree that you're pursuing. If you're looking at a non-thesis, more of a class-based master's degree, then you'll be looking at that 1 to 2 year time frame. Some of the professional master's programs are on an accelerated schedule where you can get them done in, say, 12 to 18 months. Whereas if you're doing a thesis or a research-based master's degree, then you're looking more at that 2 to 3 year time frame to incorporate that research into your degree. So when we talk about research, what are we actually referring to? Research is new knowledge or a new process. So it is not simply a restatement of someone else's work. It is truly a new discovery and a new contribution to your field. And the way that the process works is that government agencies, corporations, universities, even individuals will have a particular issue that they're interested in pursuing. It could be a very broad topic like climate change, or it could be a very specific topic. Perhaps a particular company is interested in solving a process issue that they're having or an error in their manufacturing. And so they put out what they call a call for proposals, asking for researchers to come and help them solve these problems. Faculty members will then submit proposals explaining why they think they are the best research team to be able to tackle this issue. So they'll talk about the facilities that they have to do the research and their experience in this field. And then once they are awarded this grant, they use that money to turn around and hire graduate students. And so we talked in the intro to funding video about some of the different funding opportunities that are available to graduate students, especially if you're doing a thesis master's or a PhD. And this is where that money is originating, is through this proposal process where the faculty members get that money and then hire you onto their team to help them solve those issues. And as we're talking about research, one of the quotes that I really enjoy is this one from Albert Einstein that says, "If we knew what we were doing, it would not be research." And I think that that summarizes the experience pretty well. We talked a little bit about the difference between undergraduate education and graduate education and how there is that component of the unknown and of being at that very cutting edge of your field where you're discovering things that no one else has ever done before. And that is a component of research. It can be a challenge, and it's also a really exciting place to be. So when you are doing a thesis master's, then what exactly is that document that we're talking about? In short, it is a very large paper that summarizes your research. And I like to think of it in kind of two big chunks. So the first one is the literature review. And this is basically everything that has happened before you came along. What is the state of the field before you started your project? And then what was your contribution, right? Often these are divided up into sections or chapters, and the actual chapter titles may vary depending on your discipline. Sometimes universities will have a certain template with certain labels that they prefer to use, but these are pretty standard. These chapters that I have listed here, there will be an introduction where you talk about the topic that you're going to be discussing, the literature review, which is again everything that has happened up until now in summary format, obviously. And then your research design. That's going to be your materials, your methods, the plan for the research that you want to carry out. And then, of course, once you have completed that research, then you write up the results. And then in the final chapter is the discussion where you talk about the implications of your findings, how they fit into the broader research field, how they have furthered the field, solved a particular issue, perhaps talk about some of the future research that is still needed in this area. And then just because I always like to have an excuse to do this, I did go ahead and dust off a copy of my thesis so that I could take a picture for all of you. So there is a copy of my real live thesis for you in its final format. All right, so if you are doing a thesis master's, then obviously that is a big component of the degree, but let's take a step back and look at what some of the other requirements are. In general, master's degrees are going to be about 30 to 33 credit hours. Most of our master's programs here at Purdue are 30 credit hours. Some of them are 33. Often those are ones that have a built-in co-op or internship component to them. Research is optional, as we've talked about a couple of times now. You can go either the non-thesis or the thesis route. The thesis is the research option. And you will have to maintain a minimum GPA. 3.0 is fairly standard, although some programs will have a higher GPA than that. And in general, the expectation is that as a graduate student, your GPA is going to be much higher than that. You usually will complete a seminar course, and these can take different formats depending on your program and how they like to structure them. Some of these are more professional development oriented, where they bring in speakers to help work on what I call your soft skills and some of your career planning. Others are more research intensive, where they will have top researchers from both within the department as well as other universities, corporations, government agencies come in and talk about the cutting edge work that's being done really around the world. And then you will have to attend a certain number of these courses as part of the seminar course. And then the last format that's fairly common is a more student-driven content kind of course, where the upper level students will be giving the actual seminar, presenting on their research. This gives them experience in a professional setting, talking about their research. And first year students are serving more as the audience and learning from their peers. Internships or co-ops are possible with a master's degree. Some master's programs may actually have these built into the curriculum, where it's an expectation that as part of the program you will be doing these. But even if it's not something that's built into the program, it usually is an option within your master's degree to do something like this, either over the summer or semester long or even academic year. And you will have to submit a plan of study as part of your master's program, and I'll just show you a sample of what that looks like here. This is a listing of the classes that you will take as part of your master's program. In some cases, this is very scripted. Some master's programs are structured a little bit more like undergraduate, where they have a lot of required courses that you take. More commonly, this is something that is decided between you and your major professor. When you come in, there may be a couple of required courses, and then the rest of this you fill out based upon your interests, the type of research you're going to do, if it's a thesis master's degree, and the direction that you want to head in. And this particular example is for a thesis master's student in mechanical engineering. You can see some of the abbreviations there for the subject. ME is mechanical engineering. And if you look at this, there's about 7 courses there, so that's about 21 credits. And then this student would have at least 9 credits of research as well in order to make up the full 30 credits that would go for that master's degree. So if you have had so much fun going through these different steps with your master's degree that you want to do it all over again, well, congratulations, that is a possibility. You can earn more than one master's degree. This is certainly not common, but there are some programs out there that are structured where you can earn 2 master's degrees simultaneously. For example, here at Purdue, we have an MS-MBA within our College of Engineering, where you can get a master's degree in engineering as well as an MBA in just 2 years. And it's a very intensive program, but it's structured that way, where you can earn those 2 degrees to really fit your niche that you need for your career. It's also possible to earn master's degrees separately. So if you earn a master's degree in one field and then you decide, boy, I really need more expertise in this other area in order to go in the direction that I really want to go, you can do that. You can apply to a second master's degree and go through it. That is not common though. Most people, once they earn their master's degree, they go out, they start their career, or they continue on in the PhD if they want to further their education. So I hope that these milestones gave you a quick idea of what might be involved if you're thinking about earning your master's degree. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about some of the key milestones that are needed for the PhD degree. So if that is a degree that you are considering, I will talk to you in just a few minutes.